We have officially touched down into our critical demand zone, and the asset is already showing symptoms of recovery. The only issue I see present is that from a psychological perspective, the bounce zone is historically 45.50 to 43.08, which leads me to state that we may have one more wave towards the downside. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol GTII. Let's kill him. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol GTII, and what we're observing here is the monthly chart. And believe it or not, yes, I'm actually following the monthly more than anything else because it is actually the perspective that I believe we should be kind of following here, right? First of all, we have 22 days and 16 hours to close this candle off here, which would be the candle to give us that potential recovery, right, without having any closing exposure beneath this regression line. And that regression line is actually built because of this ascending channel, right? So this is the reason why I believe that we may be able to get a parabolic bounce to the upside. Not validated just yet. I just want you to know that it is a probability. And in case you hear a little voice back there, it's just actually my little guy. And he's actually sitting next to me, watching his TV show. Oh my goodness, he's eating his burrito from the middle. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on the analysis here, team. Right. So the demand zone that we spoke of, right? In this case, I know that I have a discretionary support bottom, right? But in fact, it's the bottom side of this wick here, which if you observe in the OHLC up here being the open, high, low, close metrics, the low is actually 45.50. Right, so we can, it's just because it's a monthly time frame, and I have to like zoom in like crazy. That's really the only way I'll be able to actually. There we go, 45.50, right? And the top side I have here is around that 49.16, but that's just it doesn't matter. It's 43.08 to 45.50. That's really what we're looking for, right? So let me just go ahead and put that 45.50 in there, and we shall be good to go. So the reason why I want this to be kind of present is because we were very close to that today, right? We were 100% close to that. So let's see. Okay, good. Yeah, we have that 40. Wow, I can't believe I nailed it like that. So yeah, 45.50 to 43. Oh my goodness. This one is it's supposed to be the 43.08. My apologies, right? So we're going to have it here once and freaking for all. And we'll be able to move forward, right? So 43.08. It should be right about here. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now you know where we're actually headed, right? This is really where I think price action should be touching down to, right? I mean, remember that this bounce here. I mean, just so you can get a quick idea, that 45.50 bottom on this 1 monthly candle, that was a 350% jump, right? So just so you know, right? So yeah, sometimes the nuances must kind of play out, like the way they did before in order for us to mimic a certain situation. It's not to say that it is going to happen. I'm just saying that it would be ideal for us to, kind of get a similar touchdown before a continuation to the upside, right? And that's typically how it works. I know that there's a letter out there that's giving us a little bit of negative a negative outlook, at least for the bulls. Hold on just a sec, team. Sorry about that. Just had a cough real quick. Yeah, there's something out there that's giving us a little bit of a negative outlook, right? I get it. That's not really my issue. Go ahead, baby. Bite it. Eat it. You got to eat your burrito. Right? So, my thing here is that if I'm not, please let me know in the chat, in the comments below, if you recall this. But I think that we bounced from 45.50 here without any news or without anything. It was just a volatility setup, and we were able to identify it and play it, right? So, and psychologically speaking, I think that has so much thrust and so much power that it doesn't really matter the the catalyst. But it would be great if we did have a positive catalyst alongside this target, right? So if there is, that would be great. But if you do remember back here, if you remember on the December candle here, please let me know if we had a catalyst to bounce this upside here from literally 45 cents all the way to almost $3, right? So in over the span of about 3 months. So it was incredible price action. All right, so let's now move on to the next chart. So here is the levels that we were talking about, right? The 49.50, the 45.50, sorry, to about 43.08 bottom, and the focus that we have is actually 44.62, right? So and that's currently still kind of the play here, right? So I just want you to be aware that we have a couple zones that we've already identified, right? And since we did get this drop here today and we got an immediate recovery all the way to almost 50 cents, that's great. And this could still be a continuation of a shakeout here, right? Or a Wyckoff spring, as what it's what it's defined, right? So it's almost there. I just I'm not sure that it's ready to continue bouncing. Although some momentum indicators may be indicating that already, that potential to just reverse here. So what I did here is actually I brought in some of the ARQ algorithms, right? The ones that, yeah, these are my algorithms here, the ones that we've actually written. And I put this in the 15-minute time frame to just to see what kind of edge we can get from the immediate short term. And we're definitely getting some buy signals here, right? So this is enhanced MACD, right? It's momentum paired with volatility being the Bollinger Bands, and it's got buy and sell signals, right? So in this case, we actually got an earlier sell signal printed right up here at around 51.48 before it capitulated to 46, giving off that, let's get out of the market. Armor, the ARQ Armor gave that signal at around 51.20. So it's just a little bit later, right? And notice here that Armor gave us a long signal at around 48.40, and the enhanced MACD gave us a long signal down here at 47.49. So yeah, there's a little bit of an edge right now with enhanced MACD versus Armor. But this is why we have both, and these are both included in the subscription package, right? They both have buy and sell signals, and they're momentum based. And this one, the other one is actually volatility with momentum based, right? So this would be volatility versus momentum, which is usually what I tend to do manually. Which is located right over here. This right here. This is stochastic momentum versus volatility. This is in a linear fashion and very manual, right? So we've condensed that strategy into an indicator that's on pain, right? So in this case, yeah, we're getting some long signals already. So could it be the fact that we're already potentially recovering? I don't know, but that there's already some signs, right? And I want you to notice here that the little bars, they're turning that cyan color, right? So that usually happens when you start shifting into the blue from the pink area, right? And then you start creating this upside here. That's typically what happens, right? So we're already kind of getting that indication there too. And the next thing that you want to notice is the dots, the momentum dots. They're starting to separate from each other here. That means expansion. That means volatility is expanding, meaning more shares are traded. And another thing to notice here today is that today's volume almost 600,000, right? 594.125 thousand in volume. That is the biggest volume we've had in the last 21 days, right? So 21 days or 22 days ago, the volume was around 568,000, right? So I guess, yeah, 22 days is the biggest volume we've had since. So not bad, not bad at all. There's already an indication that some things may be shifting, right? And then we can see also that we're getting an increase of volume here, right? So that's already a good sign too. Now, if you are interested in acquiring these indicators here, which by the way, I haven't even actually ran uh, manipulation signal because we did get this massive immediate drop here, right? So let's go ahead and just kind of take a look at that real quick and see what the cool thing is here, right? So here, buddy, make sure to eat the burrito. Eat it. Yeah, I need you to eat. I need you to eat it. All right, so, buddy, eat it. Careful, careful. Sorry, you guys. Hold on just a moment. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Okay. So, okay. So on Composer, this blue triangle is signaling the end of a trend, right? So, for example, here we got this blue triangle saying that this is the end of that trend, and then we continue to fail. So now that we're actually coming up, this is a signal to tell us that this trend is over, and we could be reversing on a 15-minute time frame. And the yellow diamond here suggests a continuation of that trend of the present shift. Okay, so those are all good signals too. So now let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, in Heikinashi candles, right? And check that out. We have a 15-minute manipulation iteration here. This is a strike, and this strike went off at about 50 cents, and then the asset dropped down to 46.60. And I will tell you that the upper time frames, like 15-minute, it's a lot harder to meet the criteria to get a manipulation signal in there. So let's look at the 10-minute time frame. Okay, 10-minute time frame as well. That has that manipulation strike there as well. Let's look at the 5-minute. 5-minute time frame. I definitely don't see a manipulation strike there. Let's see the 4-minute time frame. And usually, when that manipulation strike comes in, price tends to price tends to fall, and Composer is able to give that before it does. It gives you that signal, right? Because it reads the criteria to that determines whether there is manipulation in the market or not. 3-minute time frame, nothing there. Let's go to the buy minute. Buy minute time frame, I also don't see anything, so we're looking for the yellow X's, right? Let's go to the 1-minute time frame. Not seeing anything on the 1 minute either. Okay, let's go to the second intervals, right? So this is going to be 30-second, and not noticing anything on the 30-second there. Okay, let's take a look at the 15-second interval. Nothing on the 15-second, and the last one we're going to check is just the 10 seconds, right? So yeah, very curious that they would be honored in the upper time frames, and nothing in the 10-second intervals, right? So yeah, it would be the 10-minute time frame with, blatantly obvious right here, right? And then also the 15-minute time frame right there. So very, very curious signals right here, and then immediate sell off right after that. So yeah, these are part of the ARQ series indicators that you can get. So definitely reach out to us at arqindicators@gmail.com, and we'll shoot you the subscription packages, right? There we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and now move on to the next thread of analysis here, team, and see what we have. Right. So now, let's see. Nothing. I don't want to. I guess. You know what? Let me talk about the 8-hour time frame volatility. Right. So this is that back test is just way too large to consider. Drink some water, buddy. And this is what I'm looking at here. We are noticing here expansion, right? And I don't know if you were watching live today, but we are actually getting expansion starting from the 30-minute. So oh, right. And now we're actually contracting. So every single time frame is starting to come out of this critical contraction zone. Like here, right? The hourly time frame was in critical contraction. We're now expanding. Bi-hourly time frame, critical contraction. Now expansion is starting. 3-hour time frame, same situation, in critical, in expanding. 4-hour time frame, the same situation. 6-hour time frame, same. 8-hour time frame, the same. The 12-hour time frame is now starting to expand, and we're starting to get a correctional pivot right down here, right? So this may actually get a shift soon, and the daily time frame as well, right? So that's similar to the 12-hour time frame. So the fact that we're getting it all the way up to the 4-hour, into the 6, and into the 8, that's already cascading time frames. That means that there is likely a shift here. It's coming soon, right? So that there's something is brewing here, and it could be very big. Okay, so just know that for a fact. Many time frames coming out of critical contraction with an upside pivot on stochastic momentum. That is kind of a big deal, right? So let's go ahead and and then just remind everybody here, right, that the monthly time frame accumulation distribution indicator is getting its first sharp reversal here, right? So that is something that we haven't seen in the asset. It's never done anything like this before. So the gravity of this shift is so unique, right? That this is another reason why I'm thinking that we could be facing some exponential upside here, right? So this bottom side here, it was close, right? It was actually right in this candle here. So now the next pivot was actually the green candle where it all started, right? Right about here, and this is this pivot here. So in this case, yeah, we may be experiencing something similar. Hold on, guys. Careful, honey. Careful, baby. Yeah, we may be experiencing something similar, right? And to where we're going to get one more notch to the upside, and then we're going to start getting a green candle here. Well, I just don't know how long it's going to take, right? We have 22 days, 16 hours to close this candle. So we shall see. But this is already a very curious pivot, and that's what happened here before we started actually shifting towards a massive upside. So it's looking pretty good, right? And yeah, just to touch down on the RSI as the last part of the analysis here. Yeah, definitely take a look at the RSI here. 30-minute time frame, very convincing upside pivot. This is the bi-hourly time frame crossing above the SMA 14 and outside of the gravitational zone. That's pretty convincing on this pivot too. This is the 4-hour time frame. This one does have a little bit of danger, but it is converting the SMA 14 into support just in case of anything. So that's already looking pretty good. Same situation here with the 8-hour time frame. And now the 12-hour time frame going into the daily, and the daily into the bi-daily, and then bi-daily into the 5-day. These are all still kind of waiting for the initial for the immediate short term to kind of dictate where things are going to go, right? So we're waiting for these time frames primarily to really make a shift here and start bleeding into the upper time frames, because the shorter time frames cascade into each other, right, team? So if you are wondering how I'm able to do these things, please remember that I have opened up the last 30 seats that I will ever take for the ARC Masters trading course, right? So this is a 16-week mentorship program, and I will not repeat it after this one. This would be my fourth track of 30 sets, right? So the track number 3 students started 3 weeks ago. I try to fit in around 35, 36 people into that, right? So there are about 18 seats left in the track 4 students that will begin in January. Okay, so get in touch with me at arcmasterscourse@gmail.com, and I shall pass you the syllabus, a disclaimer, and all pertinent information to that, right? So yeah, team, this is and it's with me, right? It's not going to be with someone else, and it's not like pre-recorded or anything. It is live, and you will be speaking to me directly. Okay, team. So that is a pretty good place, I think, to leave off here. All right. So yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell literally mañana. Adios.